All right, friends. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed that sweet new moon energy, that great new beginning, opening up our minds, opening up our path onto the journey before us, right? Here we are talking about Wednesday, the 27th of November 2019. We have a lot of energy going on. We're going to get, I'm going to show you the chart in a second. So the moon's journey through Sagittarius for the past year has been very exciting as it's meeting up with Jupiter, right? The ruling planet of Sagittarius. And it's always one of the happiest days of the month, right? When the moon meets up with Jupiter, is Jupiter is the happy-go-lucky planet of more and expansion. It wants us to expand and to remember to have faith in our journey. And what's cool about this, so Jupiter's out of Sagittarius next week, okay? So it's going to be moving to Capricorn. And we will not be receiving that same expansive energy again for another, 12 years. It's a 12-year cycle. So Jupiter's been home in Sagittarius, right? Saturn is home in Capricorn. Neptune is home in Pisces. The North Node, the moon and the North Node kind of rule together. So the North Node home in Cancer, lighting the way for us to be caring about our, caring and nurturing in our nature, letting go of the big business idea. Mars is home in Scorpio right now, right? Driven passionately. So we have a lot of at-home energy right now. So we should be feeling at home, and we should be feeling more ourselves than we've been in a very, very long time, which is very exciting, especially with the new moon energy that's come up. It's exciting times. So by this time next month, though, Jupiter's going to move into Capricorn, and it's going to be a very, very different story for the next year, okay? So the exciting thing about this is the moon we get 2 days. We get this Wednesday and Thursday, right? The moon's going to be kind of hanging out with Jupiter. So it doesn't quite make the full conjunction on Wednesday night, and it doesn't happen until early morning on Thursday. So we're still going to be feeling that fun, jovial, expansive feeling on Wednesday and on Thursday, which is beautiful, as Thursday, everyone's going to be hanging out with family and friends for Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving activities. So it's always a good time to, chat and be happy and all this stuff. But before we get to that Thursday, what's going on today is a lot of energy that leads to Chiron, the wounded healer, who is over in Aries, okay? This is healing our instinctual primal self, right? And as well as Uranus, which is in Taurus right now, which is shaking things loose. And, Uranus is the great awakener. It is the lightning bolt striking. It's the eureka moment, the aha, that leads to breakthroughs, okay? Jupiter's job is to expand our physical nature, right? Neptune's job is to expand the unconscious, the dreams, the imagination, stuff like that. Saturn's job is to apply the pressure to make things very real and grounded in this real world. The moon's job is what we need. Venus is what we want. Mars is how we get it. And the sun is a representation of ourselves. So Uranus is release, okay? So Saturn is tension, Uranus is release, right? So let me show you the chart, because there's so much energy going on. And Chiron as well, again, that wounded healer, is showing us where we need to heal parts of ourselves. And again, it's going to be in the sign of Aries for several more years. Going through, again, our instinctual primal, how are we reacting? How are we reacting to something? Which is very key right now, because, well, that's just who I am. It's like, well, no, we've been conditioned. We've been conditioned this way. It's not just who we are, who we are. It's always expanding and changing, right? And especially with those planets of expansion, both in their home signs this year, it's been very, very powerful. That's why it's been the year of expansion and great change. And I'm sure we're all feeling that, right? So let me show you the chart here. So let's start with Uranus, okay? Uranus is here in the early degrees of Taurus. It popped in for about 6 months last year, and it popped out, and then this year was it's staying in here for another 6-7 years, something like that. Now, the last time Uranus was really in the sign of Taurus was 1934, okay? June 6, 1934. This was the middle of the Great Depression. Money was different. It was on rations. It was illegal to carry gold. Very different times, okay? So we're experiencing some of those similarities right now. Banks are starting to close, right? These brick and mortar banks, there's just not enough foot traffic to walk into a bank. Taurus deals with money. It deals with personal possessions and money. Uranus, again, is the release. It's the earthquake, that lightning strike. It's catastrophe that leads to it's great. It's good, bad, whatever. That's really not the words to use here. It just is what it is. So it's about release. It's about letting go. And in the sign of Taurus, a very stubborn sign, I'm not saying Tauruses are all stubborn, but it's stubborn to a fault. It needs to be. This is the glue of the zodiac. We need that nature of Taurus. So when we see here Mars still creating the opposition that it has been for the past week, this is about our shadow side of self coming to light, aggressively, Mars aggressively moving forward, right? To be able to release this stuff. Bringing the shadow up and out. And then if we follow this line here, this line right there, that green one, that's a quincunx, 5/12 of the zodiac, connecting to the sun. Okay, the sun right now, the hero of our story, this is a representation of ourselves and our ego. We are in expansive mode for the next month, right? We are in a place of expansion and absorbing all the knowledge that we can to heal this shadow stuff that we've been working on. Right? And remembering to have faith in ourselves, faith in our journey we've been talking about for the past couple of days here. And in doing so, we get this great release. By doing the shadow work and absorbing more knowledge and more information leads to a release. That release can be uncomfortable, but necessary. Right? And then we can follow this, that is a sesqui-square. That's a square right there with that weird little line, sesqui-square. It's kind of a similar thing to a quincunx, but they're both those kind of annoying aspects that we don't want to deal with, but they're nagging. It's that annoying tap on the shoulder. So the moon here also about expansion right now, our emotional need to expand, because we know we're not going to be stuck here in this shadow. We're not going to be stuck in our old ways. We have to do something different in order for us to be where we want to be, in order for us to be who we want to be, And then we can see here, if we follow this up, this is a trine to Venus, and it's going to be exact here on Thanksgiving, right? Venus is saying, like, look, I'm ready. I'm committing to this change. I want it. I need it very badly. And there's nothing going to stop Venus in the sign of Capricorn from getting what she wants, She's on a mission, okay? And even Jupiter here, if you see there's a second line. Now, although Jupiter is at the last degrees of Sagittarius, it's still creating that trine, which is a harmonious aspect. To where these, the quincunx and the sesqui-square are a bit more, again, the annoying aspects. The trine is an easy flow of energy. So this is saying, look, our expansive self, all the stuff that we've been doing is coming into focus. All the stuff we've been doing, we're leading right now with our hearts. Our heart's desire is shining the light and breaking through, okay? Breaking to the tradition. One of my buddies, Michael Peter, who leads this class called DMT, Dance Meditation Technique, he was expressing how, he loves to dance. If you're in the Metro Detroit area, he's doing events all the time. Love the guy. Check him out, DMT, Michael Peters. Anyway, and he was sharing a story with us one day, and how, it was a Thanksgiving that he was able to truly express to his family. He's like, my family doesn't dance. My family doesn't dance, and I do. And I was, maybe I don't want to speak too much for him, but where he was able to basically put on some music, and because he was leading the way in dancing, he was able to get his family out of the shell and kind of dance as well along with it, right? So it's like this great breakthrough, that great release, and now because we're being ourselves, because we are leading with our passion, love, and desires, right? Just like that, to go dance. And our love for what we love shines through us, that others now can dance and move to, right? So thank you for that beautiful story. I hope you're all right with me sharing it. But it's relevant, to this story. So it's just like us believing in ourselves and believing in our journey, we're going to shake others loose too of being stuck in this old ways. Very, very key and important. I'm going to go back to the chart here, show you what's going on with Chiron, because there's a ton of energy leading to our personal healing. Again, that instinctual aspects of self. So we look at Chiron here. All right, we have this quintile, okay, to Pluto, to Saturn. Okay, this is a creative energy. This is otherworldly energy. When we see the quintiles and the septile, like you see here, Mars is creating a septile over here to Venus, or to Jupiter. So it's like, those are otherworldly energy. That's fate, So it's just like whatever information you're learning, is fate for you to deal with the shadow side of self right now. And just like this, it's an interesting dynamic. It's a creative way. And these guys want to, they're buddying up right now. These are the two bad boys of the zodiac / 3 bad boys of the zodiac, also making that quintile. Okay, up here to Saturn quintile over here to Chiron, Pluto quintile to Chiron. So this is a creative way to break free of our instincts. How are we reacting to others, right? Like I talked about last week, hey, if we bump into each other and coffee comes out of my cup, if we bump into each other and tea comes out of my cup, if we bump into each other, water comes out of my cup, it's whatever's inside of my cup, right? So if we bump into each other and anger comes out, that was the anger in my cup. So how am I reacting? Has it been a condition? Have I conditioned myself to react, to respond in this certain way? Well, this creative energy of these guys, he's saying to transform and change. And this is saying, look, be disciplined and structure yourself to make that very real. Okay? And then we have a square from Venus. And Venus is saying, look, I need this more than I need you to change. I need me to change more than I need me to hold on to this old stuff. I need me to change more than I need to be a hothead. I need this. My heart needs this change. Okay. And we can also see Jupiter because it's almost in Capricorn. Again, just a couple more days. A King Joopy Joop up here, home in Sagittarius. Expand, expand, expand. Expand beyond what we know we are capable of. Expand beyond what we know. Beyond what we know, just period, right? There's more out there in life that we are unaware of that, hey, I didn't realize I could have these conversations without being upset. I didn't realize I could listen to someone that is upset without reflecting their energy. Ooh, how strong is that, right? And then lastly, we have, look, that blue line, it's fading a little bit, but we still have the sun, okay? Sun who's saying like, look, yes, this is myself. I'm showing up to class. I want to learn more. I want to learn more in ways to heal myself, in ways to heal that instinctual part of me, that primal reactionary part of self. Okay. Then we have another sesqui square over here to Venus, to Mercury. All right. Now at 15 degrees, creating a perfect trine today to Neptune. This is the last day we get that sweet water trine. Okay. So this Wednesday is the last day we have this beautiful water trine connecting everything together. We've been talking about that for a while, our nurturing, caring feeling. And again, not being, I've done this and this and this for all of you and you haven't done anything for me. We don't need to take it there as much as we just need to be unconditional. Unconditional with our love for ourselves and unconditional with our love to others. Unconditional in our nurturing, caring. And that's difficult, right? But it's something that's very necessary. That's what our heart needs. So this is, there's a lot of healing going on this day, a lot of breakthroughs that we're capable of before we lead into Thanksgiving, this time of friends and family getting together. So it's a really exciting time. It's just like whatever's going on today, whatever pressure we're feeling, whatever shadow work that that is coming up into our plates, us dealing with it, us learning new ways to deal with it, learning new ways to maneuver, learning a different way to skate, learning a different way to deflect, learning a different way to receive, a different way to listen, right? A different way to not reflect if somebody else is angry, but to stay true to ourselves and our path, to have faith in that faith in our light. I can receive, I can receive your constructive criticism without being hurt emotionally that I've done bad and I got to hang my head low, you know? So definitely a day of learning different ways to maneuver, different ways to let go of those things. And I see that, you know, it's, again, letting go of the crutches and knowing that we're healed, that we might have to relearn how to walk after this car crash, that we need to relearn how to love after whatever has happened to us, that we need to relearn how to open up ourselves. And that's what the sun, the Jupiter's last week here, the moon's very necessary emotional. It's just like we need to open up and expand and not have an agenda, you know, to be free flowing with all of this stuff and to just trust the universe that we're on the right path. And again, we get this for this 2 days with this moon, you know, leading up to Jupiter on Wednesday, and then the combination, conjunction of Jupiter and the moon, and then that eventually, you know, the moon's going to go into Capricorn and tighten up and focus. But we're going to talk about that more tomorrow, for that's Thursday's Thanksgiving's horoscope. Until then, have a beautiful Wednesday, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.